today we are going to learn environmental management. That is the chapter number 4. Okay, let us start. First, we will start with the introduction. Can you see this, all of you? Can you see this?
Yes, madam.
Okay, this is our Mother Earth. Can you see this?
Yes,
Can
yes,
you see
madam.
this, all of you? Yes, okay. Now see, plants are there. And one man is shown in the figure, isn't it? Can you see this?
Yes,
Everybody?
Yes.
Yeah, the man is, what he is doing? What he is doing? He has taken a jump, isn't it? Okay, now, see the next one. What is this?
Tiger.
Yeah, correct. Now the next one is a,
Butterfly.
yeah, butterfly. Now the next one is a, that is flamingo, isn't it?
Yes, madam.
Okay. Now next one is a,
Fish. Golden fish.
okay, very good, very nice. So all these things you can see means plants are there and animals are there. Along with this, we know that microorganisms are also present on our earth. Means all these are the living one. Means plants are there, different kinds of animals are there, and also microorganisms are also there. But they are very small, so you cannot see them with the naked eyes. म्हणजे आपण उघड्या डोळ्यांनी त्यांना पाहू शकत नाही. कारण ते मायक्रो ऑर्गॅनिझम्स कसे असतात? खूप लहान असतात. आपण आपल्या डोळ्यांनी बघू शकत नाही. So plants are there, animals are there, and all microorganisms are also there. And they are known as living organism. And all these living organisms are known as biotic component. Okay? All these living organisms means what? Plants are there, animals are there, and microorganisms are also there. All are living one. म्हणजे सजीव आहेत. So they are called as a biotic components. All these things we have done in the 9th standard. Now let us see this. In the first figure, you are seeing air is there. On the earth, when we are talking about the earth, air is present. Some water bodies are also present. Anything else? What is there?
Sunlight.
Yeah, sunlight is also present. The next one is a...
soil. Water and soil.
Yeah, correct. First one, air. Second one is a water. Water bodies are present. The next one is a sunlight. And next one is a soil. All these things are non-living one. And they are known as a abiotic components. Means components which are non-living, they are known as abiotic components. Have you followed this much?
Yes, madam.
Have you followed this much? Okay,
Yes,
very good. These things already we have completed in 9th standard. Means all non-living one, they are known as abiotic components. Let us move on. Now see, in the first figure, you can see seeds are germinating, isn't it? Seeds are shown. Yeah, the seeds are germinates in the soil. Here the seed is a living one. So it is known as what? It is known as what?
Biotic components.
Yeah, correct. And the soil is also present. And that soil is non-living. So it is known as a biotic component. So seed is a biotic one and the soil is a abiotic one. When there is an interaction between them, it is called as a ecosystem. Means what? Living means biotic and non-living means abiotic components. They are continuously interacting with each other. In this example, you can see Seeds germinates in soil. Seed is a biotic one and soil is a abiotic one. There is an interaction between the seed and the soil. Means there is an interaction between biotic components and abiotic components. Okay. Now we will move on the next. You can see sunflower. Can you see?
Yes, madam.
Yeah, sunflowers are there. Sunflower absorbs the sunlight. Sunflower is a living one. So it is?
Biotic components.
Yeah, correct. And the sunlight is non-living. So it is known as a abiotic. Yeah, correct. Abiotic component. So there is an interaction between the sunflower and sunlight. Means there is an interaction between biotic factors and abiotic factor. Whenever there is an interaction between the biotic and abiotic components, then it is called as a ecosystem. This ecosystem we have studied in the 9th standard. Again, we will revise that. See, two components are there. One is the biotic factors, or you can say biotic components, means all living organisms are there. And second one is the abiotic factor, that is all non-living parts of an ecosystem. All these things we have done in the next, all these things we have done in the 9th standard. So here each factor plays a very important role in the ecosystem. Now we have to classify the okay. See, we have to classify the following into biotic or abiotic factor. The first one is the sunlight. It is non-living. So it is
abiotic.
It is correct. It is abiotic. Now the next one is
water.
Next one is water. So it is also
abiotic.
Yeah, correct. Very good. Now the next one is a dog. It is living one. So it is
biotic factor.
Yeah, correct. Now the next one is a fish.
It's also living. So it's a biotic
Yeah, living.
factor.
So it is a biotic one. Correct. Very good. Now the next one is a man. We are also living. So it's a biotic factor. Correct. Now the next one is air. That is abiotic because it is non-living. Now the next one is the soil.
It's also a biotic factor.
Correct. It is non-living, so it is abiotic. Now the next one is butterfly.
It's a living thing, so it's a biotic factor or biotic component.
Yeah, correct. Very good. Now the next one is a mango tree. It is also living, so it is a
biotic factor.
Yeah, correct. Very good. Now the next one, last one is a parrot.
It's also living thing, so it's
correct.
comes
So
in biotic factor.
Yeah, correct. Very good. So we can classify very well, isn't it? Now we will move further. Now, actually in this chapter, we are going to study the environment. Okay. So what is the environment? Environment is actually, it is derived from a French word, is environ, which means encircle. Okay. And in simple words, we can say that everything that surrounds us is called as environment. Means everything that surrounds us is called as a environment. Means when we are sitting at our home, whatever surrounding things are available, whether it is living or non-living, that whatever things are available that surrounds us, that is called as a environment. Now let us see at this figure. Can you see this?
Yes, madam.
Can you see this?
Yes, madam.
Okay. See, biotic factors are present on the earth. Abiotic factors are also present in the earth. on the earth, and there is an interaction between it, and it is called as a ecosystem. Just now we have studied this, isn't it? And whatever the surrounding of the biotic factor, or whatever is the surrounding of abiotic factors, or whatever is the surrounding of ecosystem, then that is called as a environment. Means, in simple words, everything that surrounds us is called as a environment. Followed? Everybody followed? Everybody followed?
Yes, madam.
Okay, very good. Now we will move on. When we are talking about the environment, we have to take care of the environment. So some symbols are very important in the environmental management. So let us start. Can you see this figure?
Yes, madam.
Can you see this figure, all of you?
Yes, madam.
Yes. Can you explain this? What it stands for?
I think it symbolizes save water.
Yeah, correct. Very good. Each and every drop of water we have to manage, or we have to save each and every drop of the water. So this symbol suggests that save water, because water is very important for the living beings and it is very precious. So we have to save water. Now next we will move on to the next symbol. Can you see this, everybody?
Yes, madam.
Okay, what is shown in the figure?
I think one bicycle is there.
Yeah, very good, correct. One bicycle is shown in the figure. Means, what is the symbol suggest? That you have to use bicycle. Why it is so? Because when we are using bicycle, we are using our muscle energy, and that is natural for us. And when you are using other things like your four-wheeler, two-wheeler, you are using the fuel like petrol and diesel. But if you are using bicycle, you can save the fuel. So we have to use bicycle for the better environment. Followed? Followed, everybody?
Yes, madam. Yes, madam.
Okay, now we move on next. Can you see this?
Yes, madam.
Can you see this?
Yes, madam.
Okay. Okay. One man is standing there.
Yes.
And what he is doing?
He tried to throw something in the dustbin.
Yeah, unwanted material, whatever is the waste, that he is throwing into the dustbin. So for the better environment, or we want a clean environment, so we have to use dustbin. The symbol shows that we have to use dustbin. Okay, now we will go for the next. See, here one leaf is there, and the leaf is connected to the, what is that?
It's a electric pin.
Yeah, electric charger, that is. Okay, means what? We have to use natural energy or natural resources. So it tells us that use green energy. Whatever energy is available naturally, that we have to use. So it is written that use green energy. Followed this much?
Yes, madam.
Everybody?
Yes,
Okay,
madam.
now we will move on to the next one. See, in the figure, you can see 3 arrows are there, isn't it? 3 arrows are there.
Yes.
You can see this.
Yes, madam.
3 arrows are there. Okay, so on one arrow, it is written reuse, then it is reduce, and the last one is a recycle, isn't it? So this is actually called as a 3R mantra. Why it is so? Because its starting letter is R, isn't it? Reduce, reuse, and recycle. 3 arrows are there. So it is also called as a 3R mantra. So now we will take some example to explain this, or you will get better idea. Okay, can you see this, everybody? Can you
Yes,
see
madam.
this?
Yes, madam.
Yeah, this is a mask.
Mask.
Yeah, we can use it. But once if we have used this mask, afterwards we have to throw this mask. Why it is so? Because this is a use and throw mask. So instead of using this, if suppose you are using this kind of mask, can you see this?
Yes,
Can
madam.
you see this?
Yes, madam.
Okay, this is also mask made up of cloths, you can see. So if you are using this, after using this, what you will do?
We can
Just you
wash
have
it.
to wash it.
Yes,
Yeah, correct. Just you have to wash it and again you can use it. Okay, so this is reuse. We will take another example. Can you see this?
yes, madam.
What is this?
I think these are tissue papers.
Yeah, correct. This is a tissue paper. Once we have used this, what we will do?
It's a use and throw. So we will throw it.
Yeah, use and throw. So again, the waste material will form, isn't it?
Yes, madam.
Okay, so instead of that, if you are using this is a handkerchief. Instead of that, you can use this also. This is napkin. Okay, after using this, what you will do? Once you have used this, you can wash this. Yeah, and again you can use this, isn't it? Okay, now the next example we will take. What is this? This is a
Plastic carry bag.
yeah, plastic carry bag. So if you are using this, then after using this, what you will do? You will throw it in the dustbin. Okay. And this is the plastic. So it is not degradable. Means what? Vigatan hau shakat nahi. So it is not degradable. So it is harmful for our earth, or it is harmful for our environment. Okay. So instead of using this, we can use this. What is this? This is the carry bag made up of
Clothes.
cloths. Yeah. So again, you can reuse it, isn't it? Again and again, you can wash it and we can use it. Okay. Now we will move further. So okay. So see, reduce means the amount of waste you produce that you have to reduce. Examples we have taken. Then reuse. You can reuse atoms as much as you can before replacing them. Example is given, reusing old greeting cards and newspapers. You can again and again, you can use. And the last one is that is a recycle. Then some atoms or some articles, you can say, if possible, you can recycle them. Means materials that can be recycled are glass. Means if the glass is used, you can recycle it in the factory, then cardboards, then aluminium, then the lead batteries. That lead batteries we are used in the computer, and that lead batteries again it can be recycled. So this symbol suggests us 3R mantra. It is reduce, reuse, and recycle. Okay. Now we have to find out the answer. The first symbol, can anybody tell me? It stands for first symbol, that is bicycle. So we have to use bicycle. Okay. Now the next one is, can you tell me, anybody?
Use dustbin.
Correct. Use dustbin. Now the next one is use green energy. Okay, very good. Now the next one.
Save water.
Yeah, correct. So we have to save water. And the last one,
Use
that is,
R3.
yeah,
Reuse.
3R mantra, that is reduce, reuse, and recycle. Okay, very good. Now we will move on to the next one. Just see the slide. Observe it carefully. Can you tell me something about this? Can anybody tell me something about this?
No, madam.
No, nothing? Okay. Jungle is there, isn't it?
I can see only greeneries.
Yeah, greenery is there. Means what? Jungle is there. Isn't it? Greenery is there, no? All over?
Yes, madam.
Okay. Means that is actually the jungle. Okay. As the name suggests, we will see this. Huh? What is the name? That is Sacred Groves. That is Sacred means Pavitra. And Groves means that is jungle. So it is a Pavitra jungle, you can say. Or in our mother tongue, it is also called as a Devrai. What is the meaning of this? See, Dev means our God. And Rai means that is a jungle. So it is a jungle. It is made in the favor of the God. You can say it is made in the favor of the God, or it is saved in the favor of the God. Have you followed this much? See, now you see the picture. See the picture carefully. Have you seen this? Have you seen this?
Actually,
Everybody?
I can see that first one only picture. Sacred Groves, Devrai.
Only that picture? Remaining pictures you cannot see?
Okay, there are 4 pictures. Next one.
Yeah.
One person is walking.
Yeah. And one person is walking, and what is behind that? Nothing is there.
I think it's a cultural thing of South India. I don't know about that.
Okay. Means actually what is this? See, there is one temple. Okay. And surrounding part of the temple, it is developed by the plant cultivation. Means plants are cultivated in that area, in the surrounding of that temple. And that is called Devrai, or you can say that is a sacred groves. Means what? One temple is there. Outside the temple, some trees are cultivated for the thousands of years. Okay. And you will get one big jungle, you can say. You will get one big Rai, that is Dev Rai. Dev stands for God and Rai stands for jungle. Means that is a jungle which is developed or which is controlled in the favor of the God. Means actually the people of the society, they support or they cultivate the plants and they take care of that plant. That is called as a Devrai. Means that Devrai has a special support or special protection from the people of the society. Followed this much?
Yes, madam.
And this is a jungle which is cultivated in the favor of the God, and it has got special protection from the people of the society. Followed. So this is known as a sacred grove. Now we are going to see one video based on it.
Devrai, Sacred Grove. The word Devrai is composed of Dev meaning God and Rai meaning forest. Devrai can range in the size from a cluster of trees to hundreds of hectares. देवाच्या नावाने राखलेले आणि पवित्र समजले जाणारे वन म्हणजे अर्थातच देवराई. Actually, forests are conserved by the society and not by the government forest department. As it has been saved in the name of the god, it has got special protection. More than 13,000 sacred groves have been reported in India. म्हणजेच भारतामध्ये अशा 13,000 पेक्षा जास्त देवराया नोंदवलेल्या आहेत. सो सेव्ह देवराई, सेव्ह लाईफ.
Okay, have you followed this much?
Yes, madam.
Ready? Okay. Now in the next lecture, we are going to see or we will study, that is biodiversity. So one video I am sharing with you. Take a look at it.
Today we are going to learn hotspots of biodiversity. Means in Marathi it is called as जैव विविधतेची संवेदनक्षम क्षेत्रे. When we are talking about this, we know that only 34 highly sensitive biodiversity spots are reported all over the world. They occupied 15.7% area of the earth, and presently only 2.3% area of the earth has been left over with the sensitive spots. As far as India is considered, out of 135 species of animals, only 85 species are found in the jungles of the eastern regions. Means, आपण जर भारताचा विचार केला तर 135 प्राणी प्रजातींपैकी फक्त 85 प्रजाती ईशान्य प्रदेशातील जंगलामध्ये आढळून येत आहेत. Now we are going to learn 3 heritage sites that are in danger. The first one is the Western Ghat. It includes Gujarat, Maharashtra, Goa, Karnataka, Tamil Nadu and Kerala. It is in danger due to the activity like mining. Mining means khandkam, and extraction of natural gas. Because of that, habitats of Asian lions and bisons are in danger. Secondly, the Manas Sanctuary. It is in Assam. It is under threat due to the dams and overuse of water, and as a result, tiger and dinosaurs, they are in danger. Thirdly, it is the Sundarban Sanctuary. It is actually located in the West Bengal. It is reserved for the tigers, but overall nowadays local environment is seriously changed and now tigers are in danger. Today we are going
Okay, so now in the next lecture, we will deeply study biodiversity. Okay, goodbye. Have a nice time.